I heard it's a really port. They call it the step-off or the gateway to Backcountry Aviation in California. And in a couple of weeks there's going to be a convention or a fly-in for that purposes, all different kinds of airplanes, from Airspace to 120s to many more taildraggers and bush planes. And so we're just going to head up there today. It's a very interesting airport to get to because you have to go through the restricted airspaces. You have to go around them, and it's located just below a military airspace. I think it's imperative that we talk to Joshua Approach today. So we're going to be talking to Joshua, and come along with us, and let's see what this airport has to offer. Putting kind of a cursory flight plan in to give us a general idea of where we're headed. But usually the two restricted airspaces that are almost always hot, the one in between them is a little airspace that usually is open. And we're going to head in that general direction. Tower 782 Juliet Bravo is ready to go at Alpha 521.
November 782 Juliet Bravo, Santa Monica Tower. Good morning, winds calm, right turn at the shoreline, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, right turn at the shoreline, 2 Juliet Bravo. Just going to take my feet off the brakes today. A lot of rudders until I get these chains airplane.
Stall.
Santa Monica Tower, swing 9028, Mike Papa. Holding short runway 21, requesting left close traffic.
Swing 9028, Mike Papa, Santa Monica Tower, left close traffic approved, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Runway 21, clear for takeoff, 9028, Mike Papa.
Our parasitic drag minimized. Went over the VOR, a noise abatement procedure, heading on 225 towards the ocean. Right turn at the shoreline.
Good morning, Santa Monica Tower. This is Grumman 26778. Information 8 is 5 miles.
Which is usually roughly 1,000 feet, which is why they have you climbing on the runway heading when you're on an instrument departure to 1,000 and then make the turn to 250. Great, looks great.
72 Juliet Bravo, you're going to be following the shoreline out west or more of the foothills?
Over the foothills, since it's a north-northeast heading for 2 Juliet Bravo.
Roger.
You'll notice, any of our followers, that I'm sitting in the left seat because, I don't know, I just need good practice from the left seat, so we position the cameras for the first time from the left seat. I hope it's okay. SoCal Mooney 782 Juliet Bravo through 3,500.
November 782 Juliet Bravo, SoCal approach, roger. Ident. And actually, number 2 Juliet Bravo for traffic, turn right, heading of 060.
060, 2 Juliet Bravo.
2 Juliet Bravo, maintain VFR at or below 5,000. Traffic 12 o'clock at 5 miles westbound, 7,000, descending 6,000 to Boeing 737.
Okay, looking for the Boeing at or below 5,000 for right now, 2 Juliet Bravo.
Number 2 Juliet Bravo, that's affirmative. And report when you get him in sight. Pass behind him and resume navigation.
Behind him, ONAV, in sight, 2 Juliet Bravo. Beautiful, clear day, my gosh.
Mooney 2 Juliet Bravo, traffic 11 o'clock at a mile northwestbound, leaving 5,500 citation.
Yeah, on screen, looking for him, 2 Juliet Bravo. Oh, we got him in sight, 2 Juliet Bravo. That's Burbank right there. Place for the Ovation. It was our home base.
Canceling ISR, copy, Homdale.
Roger.
It's really nice. We have never gotten above cylinder head temperatures again above 360 even during our nastiest climbs without the low boost pump on. So that's actually. I do want to talk to my mechanic about my RPMs being a bit higher would be fine. I like to hit around the golf ball a little bit, and apparently there's a golf course kind of sort of within walking distance. I don't know. Maybe we can meet somebody up there. We'll see. I've never been there. Maybe they're preparing for this fly-in.
Should have maintained 900,000.
Say. You can see our turbine inlet temperatures are 1362. Start leveling off a little bit.
November 2 Juliet Bravo, contact Joshua approach 124.55.
2455 Josh, have a good day, 2 Juliet Bravo. And Joshua, good morning, Mooney 782 Juliet Bravo.
782 Juliet Bravo, Joshua approach, welcome, local altimeter 3001.
The 001 in the window, and I was hoping you could help us get through your restricted airspaces on the way to Lone Pine.
2 Juliet Bravo, 2515 is hot, unfortunately I'm going to be unable through 15. You can talk to the other controller when you get further north for 05 if you'd like.
Roger, we'll shoot for 05, appreciate it, 2 Juliet Bravo.
Mojave.
Just to think that all the really cool testing for the fastest airplanes in the world were done here, you know? Kind of cool. I love thinking about that.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the runways here for a second.
We're about 5 miles west of...
Okay, we got one dirt runway.
Multiple at once there, break November 68961.
And 1634 is 4,000 feet. It's at 4,000 feet at 3,700. So roughly
091 Echo, Joshua approach, welcome, local altimeter 301.
3.5 times 4 is 12, that's 14, so
Unfortunately unable.
14% more runway will need than normal. Normally we land at around 1,500.
And
2,000 if you go by the book and come in
currently
70, but we usually come in less than 70, so another 14-15% of that. It's going to be another 225 feet or so. It's going to take us just under 2,000 feet at our normal technique coming in. Think upon the winds. We should probably check the winds and see if they have any.
2 Juliet Bravo, Joshua approach down 133.65, stay plane.
3365, thank you so much. Good day. Juliet Bravo. Now, that in.
Got you loud and clear, 5
We can check that in a second. And Josh, good morning. Mooney 782 Juliet Bravo.
782 Juliet Bravo, Joshua approach, Edwards altimeter 2997.
997 in the window, and if we go direct Mojave and then go through between those two restricted airspaces to get to Lone Pine, would that be okay for today, or?
So right now there is an active rocket area just north of the dry lake bed, surface to unlimited. So if you were to go a little bit further north, then direct, or if you need it, we could probably give you a vector to keep you north of it, and then let you go between the two restricted areas.
Vectors from you would be great, to Juliet Bravo.
Roger. You can just fly present heading for now, and you can expect to turn to the east and then your own navigation after.
Okay, 782 Juliet Bravo, just same heading for right now. Thanks.
Sure.
I think I hit the camera. Hope it's okay. Hi, camera. Switch tanks. Technically, we put this on, but if something quits, you go back. And I think at these higher altitudes, you have plenty of time. Although training students have had the engine quit many times because we'll play up here at low power settings with the full mixtures if we're pretending to go around, and then they put the power in too quickly. That'll stall the engine because the turbocharger doesn't kick in as quickly as the mixture, and so it's going to be way too rich, and it quits actually. Some students recognize that the engine has completely quit, and some don't because it's still spinning. So let's just familiarize myself with the airspaces. That's 2505. See, the numbers aren't up here unless you actually click on them, but they're on for flight. And Josh, out of 2505, 2511, and 2524, which one of those are hot?
I'm sorry, there was a controller change. Who was asking?
782 Juliet Bravo getting vectored through the areas to get to Lone Pine.
Okay, 82 Juliet Bravo, 05 is at or above 10,000, 06 is cold, and 2511 is cold.
I appreciate that, 782 Juliet Bravo.
Do you guys have the cone dry lake bed depicted?
Actually, I don't think we do, which is why we were getting vectored, because I'm not sure exactly where that is.
Okay, no problem. Just maintain present heading.
All right, let's see what the weather is here, if we have any. 10 at 7 knots. That'll be your runway 34.
5X Delta, the previous traffic now, 9 o'clock, 4 miles.
These are coming from there, hardly anything. So again, we should land in about 1,800 feet or less.
Delta 809, contact Oakland Center 132.8.
05 is hot below 10,000, but above 10,000 is okay. Technically, we could stay on its current heading and go directly over.
Mike, go ahead.
get to
following back to Toronto Lima 72.
Lone Pine, technically. Just really like the fact that we're doing 204 knots. This plane really books. There's these mountains in here. I can't imagine this this fly-in coming up. If they weren't so busy, I'd ask them. But with this upcoming fly-in, with all these people coming, with restricted areas all over the place, and especially because the first day is on a Friday, so a lot of the restricted areas are probably still high. I don't think that the winds, there are hardly any winds today, so I think if we stay near these mountains, it should be fine.
P52 Alpha Victor, Josh approach, welcome, Palmdale, or Edwards Altimeter 2997.
Look at all the windmills in here. There's got to be 1,000 windmills. We had a perfunctory or cursory flight plan to go in between this, goes 2511. In between the two of them is hardly ever hot. So I was going to go in between the two airspaces and then go up and around. But we're not going to use that now. We're just going to go direct to the airport. Using the vectors from them, obviously. So going directly on this heading will take us there.
Juliet Bravo, you guys are familiar with any current airport?
We've never been there, but yes, we're familiar. 782 Juliet Bravo.
2 Juliet Bravo, okay. If you guys just proceed direct Indiocurrent, you can resume on navigation.
Direct Indiocurrent for right now, 782 Juliet Bravo.
Then 2 Juliet Bravo, you just remain west of the freeway northbound towards Independence, so it'll keep you clear of R2505.
Okay, and west of the freeway, direct IYK, and then west of the freeway. Appreciate it, 782 Juliet Bravo.
No problem.
Got us going direct to this Indiocurrent, which is west of this airspace, sort of. And then from there, we're going to go direct to the 026. Right, so that'll keep us kind of west of that airspace. If we stay west of this highway 395, that was the one that the Sidetrack Adventures, shout out to Sidetrack Adventures, sometimes I really enjoy that guy. And so that 395 highway, we stay west of the 395, and that'll keep us on track and away from the top of this airspace. Again, today it only goes up to 10,000, but still. We could never do this next to these mountains if the winds were blowing like crazy, because the turbulence would be way too much. Josh, quick question for 2 Juliet Bravo.
Yeah, what's up?
So in a couple of weeks they have that fly-in to Lone Pine. I would imagine you guys are extremely busy trying to get planes through this area up there.
It depends. The valley kind of funnels everybody. It makes it a little bit easier. It's as long as people don't go south while people are trying to go north to descend into the airport, it's usually okay.
I was just thinking about all the people coming from the Los Angeles area. It must be kind of rough.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy in the morning.
And where exactly is that dry lake bed where the rockets are being launched?
The dry lake bed is 1 to 2 o'clock and 7 miles.
So that's a KOEHN lake, that Kane Lake?
Kind 359, Josh approach, welcome, no complaints, 450. We always spell it with Cone with a K, but we'll verify.
Yeah, it looks like KOEHN, I think is what it says.
KOHNE, Cone dry lake bed.
I appreciate it, 2 Juliet Bravo.
1215 Golf, report when you have Trona in sight.
This is so cool. This whole area in through here is just really neat.
Well, right now. Got it late.
1215 Golf, roger, radio service terminated, welcome maintain.
Let's look for that dry lake bed. I think it's right there where they're launching rockets right now. They're launching rockets right there. It's right there. That's the dry lake bed, just off our right wing. See if you can see any rockets being launched. That'd be cool. Yeah, it looks like it's right off our right wing now for 782 Juliet Bravo. I don't see any rockets though.
Yeah, so the Rocket Club calls us in the morning and lets us know that they're going to be active during the day. But we don't get any indicators that anyone's actually launching though.
That's kind of cool. All right, we don't have the roads
6 Kilo Golf, Josh Bridge,
on here, I don't think. I don't see the 295 highway on the G1000. I don't see it. Ah, there it is, 395. Okay, so we'll have to stay west of that. We are kind of going right in between the restricted airspace and these mountains. I guess 11,000 is not too bad. It looks like we're above those mountains, obviously. But some of those peaks are 7,800, 7,300, 8,400. So I guess, yeah, at 11,000 we're okay, but higher peaks in through there. So I guess you can come through here at like 9,000 and just stay west of all the restricted airspaces. Get my checklist ready for landing without trying to miss the important parts. Absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry that there were no rockets being launched. That would have been cool to see some rockets being launched. Yeah, see, even now, there's like no wind. Well, it says 14 knots, but there's like no wind, hardly, and we're still getting like rocked around. I can't imagine coming through here at 9,000, like just near the tops of the mountains as this stuff is on the leeward side of the mountains as the wind is going over the top. The general rule of thumb for mountain flying is if it's 30 knots or more over the top, don't even bother. And today it's only 14 or 15 knots, but I don't know what it's going to be like for the fly-in. We'll see. I think it would be pretty hairy through here with the winds really blowing. And I think that's the highway right there. So we're going to stay west of that highway right about now, I think should take us. 782 Juliet Bravo is going to turn direct to Lone Pine. That should keep us west of 395.
Roger.
Okay. Let's go that way instead. Oh, that's pretty good right about there. I would imagine we're still doing okay though. I mean, 12 knots over the top of these mountains. We should be on the leeward side. There should be a downdraft. And we're still doing 202 knots up here, which is really nice, I think. Com 22.8. 1825. Let's see if we get any weather.
Inches of mercury. Remark. Density altitude 5000.
Well, 5,000 feet density altitude, so it's at least
weather observation.
about 18, 19% more. Runway.
310 at 8 knots.
It's 8 knots, so that's a little bit more than our landing speed of 60 knots, so we figure 0.1 or 0.9 squared, so right, that's 0.81, so we're going to use about 20% less runway from that, and about 20% more runway from the, so we should still be around 1,600 feet we use to land. This is really nice. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is wild. This is real desert, and I can't imagine spending any time in the summers out here. This airport is roughly 4,000 feet or 3,700 change, so it's a little bit cooler than being like in Death Valley, but still, this looks kind of scary to me during the summer. I'm not a heat person by any means. Might be still getting some updrafts, maybe, or they start coming down. No, it's got to be a downdraft on this side of the mountains, even though it is only 11 or 12 knots. Can you imagine if you're coming through here at 30 knots over the top of the mountains? The turbulence would be horrible. Really beautiful. I believe we have access to this. Let's see if all our temperature probes are working. They are. When you first look at this, it looks like the exhaust gas temperatures are actually higher than the turbine inlet temperatures, which wouldn't make too much sense, but in actuality, the scales are different. Oh. Take a look at that. Looks like the exhaust gas temperatures are higher than the turbine inlet temperatures. And that's like the air is being compressed. That would be awfully effective intercoolers. But no, it's not. It's just that the scale is different. So this is 1607, but this is 1627, right? 1628, which is still great for the intercoolers because you're compressing. Whenever you compress the air, it gets really hot, right? But the intercoolers must be working, pretty darn well. And the pilot control frequency is that. Let's see if we can pick up any weather.
Lone Pine Airport, automated weather observation 180, 1 Zulu. Wind 300 at 14 knots. Peak gust 19 knots.
Now it's actually gusting, but we can go.
0. Sky condition clear below 127.
It's almost on the runway, so it's going to be 30% less runway, so we'll be using less than 1,500 feet if those are really the winds, depending upon how slow we come in. And Josh 782, Juliet Bravo, you still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Which is why most people fly here in the early mornings. It's kind of gusty later. We could easily come back at 12,500, pretty much over the tops. All right, let's slow it up because we have to get down. And 782 Juliet Bravo is going to start a slow descent. I'm going to do this by hand. Again, I like to go actually above squared in the descent so I can keep some back pressure on the propeller and the cylinders coming down. It's 3-4, so the runways are 30 degrees away from each other. The grass strip or the dirt strip and the back on that a little bit. Relatively smooth flight considering you're flying right next to mountains with winds, Although it's interesting, they say it's gusting on the ground 14, I guess gusting to 19 or something like that. And the mountains, according to this, over the tops, it's only 6. That is kind of interesting to me. The landing lights back on. Let's go through the checklist. Seat belts, yours on. External lights as desired.
Oakland Center 132.8. Have a good day.
Full rich on finals. Gas, undercarriage mixture, regular stuff, fuel puffs. Fuel selector full as tank. Left flaps off.
7782 Juliet Bravo, change to my frequency 126.55.
782 Juliet Bravo, back with you, 2655.
2 Juliet Bravo, Joshua approach, channel lake altimeter 3000.
000 in the window, 2 Juliet Bravo. Still got 5,000 feet to go, and I don't know, 30 miles. I may have started down a little too soon. And what dry lake bed is that? That's Owens Lake right there. I really wanted to check Owens Lake.
For Mooney 782 Juliet Bravo, traffic 12 o'clock, 6 miles southbound, climbing out of Lone Pine is a Duchess, 6,100 indicated.
Yeah, we got him on screen, looking for him in sight, trying to stay west of him, and we can cancel at this point if that's okay for 2 Juliet Bravo.
2 Juliet Bravo, does this remain my frequency for about 2 more minutes?
You got it, 2 Juliet Bravo.
Duchess 6700 Charlie, Squawk 4655.
4655, Duchess 670.
He's 700 feet above us right now at Duchess, and now I got the runway, I think.
2 Juliet Bravo, radio services terminated. You guys can swap CFR and change to advisory frequency. Have a good weekend.
Thanks so much for your help, 2 Juliet Bravo. Have a great day.
00 Charlie, previous traffic, no factor there.
And Lone Pine traffic, Mooney 782 Juliet Bravo is descending out of 5,000 straight in for runway 34 Lone Pine. All right, we're at 125. I don't want to put the gear down yet, but let's get ready for everything else. On the flaps off. We're on a 5.8 mile final. Don't see it though. And Lone Pine traffic 72 Juliet Bravo, 4.5 mile final runway 34 Lone Pine. All right, let's get the gear down. A notch of flaps here. Lone Pine traffic 782 Juliet Bravo is on a 3 mile final runway 34 Lone Pine. An update on the winds.
Density altitude 5100.
Lone Pine Airport.
Automated weather observation 1817 Zulu. Wind 330 at 8 knots. Peak gusts 16 knots. Visibility more
Stall.
than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature
Undercarriage, makes you
0
proud.
Celsius. Dew point -0 Celsius.
Notch of flaps.
Altimeter 3005 inches of mercury. Remarks. Density altitude 5100.
Well below half the
Condition
runway.
Clear.
Well below. 700, so we landed about 13, which is exactly what I said. Below 15 we would be. Which is nice, right? Perfect landings. Perfectly touchdown. Wow, look at this. That's beautiful. This is that section of Sidetrack Adventures where they were looking at those mountains. The dirt strip is in that way. I didn't see the dirt strip coming in, but this identifier for the airport is right in between the two strips. Traffic 782 Juliet Bravo is clear of the active lone pine. This is beautiful. Oh my God. I'm so glad we checked this out today. Wow. Look at this view. That's incredible. I've landed in much worse places, but these bushes are kind of overgrowing the taxiway. That's kind of cool. We hardly used any fuel, so I didn't need to subtract any, maybe another 5% for that. That's why I knew we'd land in 1,400 feet. I'm going to park into the wind. I don't like the way. Oh, there are lots of people here, though. It's kind of cool. Yeah, this is kind of cool.
So this is the pilot lounge at Lone Pine, which is kind of cool. Let's turn the lights on. Oh, not much lights. Look at the old STP oil cans. We just looked at the dirt runway. I'll show it to you, I think, on the way out. But the dirt runway has bushes about this high, and I can't even really tell where the runway is unless I have the ForeFlight app out and I'm walking along the runway. You can tell that I'm on it, but I'll show it to you. There's really not a great definition of where it's at, to be honest, from what I can see walking it. All right, we're gonna head to town. Come on with us to town. We're in the famous historic town of Lone Pine, obviously. A lot of these buildings date back, I urge you to check out Sidetrack Adventures, date back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. You know you're in the Old West when you see this on a McDonald's. That's kind of cool. Literally cowboys and Indians. The Lone Ranger and Tonto. And we have that museum in Los Angeles, the Gene Autry Museum. And that's Gene Autry up there.